Hello, my lovelies. How are you today? Lindsay here. I'm your success and mind coach, and I am so excited to pop on and do a little video with you. I just finished the second day of the Unleash Your Authentic Self free training in my group, which was awesome. You know, my dad always says, you got to know what questions you need to ask. You can ask all the questions in the world, but when you know the right questions, you get the right answers, and that's really important, really, really important. And so today we were talking about unlocking the path to your true self, and it's very simple. It's just like 3 questions. I'll just give you them right now. Shh, don't tell anybody, okay? So number 1 is, what do you want? Number 2, why do you want it? Number 3, who must you be in order for it to become inevitable? Now, in the training, we go much deeper in the best way to answer the questions so you get the most clear answers. The thing is with this free training I have, you can still join if you feel like this is something that resonates with you, that'll serve you in your life and business, then please do so. You can sign up at www.unleash.lyndsaycholak.com. I'll put the link in the comments after we have a chat. I don't want to be shaking the phone and interrupt my attention from you as we're talking here. And so why is it so important to be yourself? Why is it so important? Who cares? Who cares? Everybody's trying to be somebody else anyway, right? Well, at the end of the day, when you're older, you're going to look back and say, well, what the hell was I doing? Why wasn't I just being true to myself and doing the things that I wanted to do instead of doing the things that everybody else thought I should be doing, you know, or that I thought that everybody else thought that I should be doing? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I have some tea. Rose tea. All right, so one of the reasons why it's so important to be true to yourself, and I think that these things are extremely simple and you kind of know it, but I think that you would be living a higher vibe, a better life if you sat down with these things and went through them for yourself. So one of the biggest and most simple ones is why it's so important to be true to yourself is it helps you to gain clarity about yourself. And the more you are yourself, the clearer you know about yourself, right? And you don't have to know everything about yourself to be yourself, okay? That's really powerful. Discovering yourself is like an ongoing process in life, and it requires you to be aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. And when you're honest with yourself, you find it easier to identify what your preferences are. Do you find it really hard to decide? Do you find that you're not happy in your life? Probably because you're not making decisions, right? You're thinking, oh, well, I'm out with so-and-so, and I know they like this type of tea, so I'm going to get this type of tea too. Then one of those things, right? You know? And not only that, it also allows you to see your level of preferences. You know, for example, how much socialization can you take before it exhausts you, right? Or how much alone time can you have before that you can take before you need to hang out with some people again? It's really simple stuff, right? With this information about yourself, you can then set up boundaries. And that's one of the biggest things that I find that I talk to my clients like first date about is how to bring their power back and how to set up boundaries, because everybody's throwing out their power willy-nilly and they have no boundaries, and they wonder why they're unhappy or unfulfilled or don't have clarity, so on and so forth. And when you set your boundaries, this can really only be achieved when you're fully in touch with yourself, right? And because your preferences, they change over time, being real with yourself allows you to update the knowledge that you have about your current self. All right, you're always growing. Growing is good. Growing is good. Change is good. You know, if you have no idea what your passion and your purpose is, then you haven't been true to yourself. Oh, what? I'm going to say that again. If you have no idea what your passion and purpose is, then you haven't been true to yourself. All right. So part of you, mostly your conscious mind, is, you know, still filtering what's right for you now, instead of asking others what you should do and get lost in it, or going to the Googles or going to the internet to find out what you should be doing. You know, you get lost in a sea of different opinions because certain things worked for other people. But when you really, really look inside yourself and be honest with what comes up, that's the important key, right? You'll always find the answer you need if you dig deep and you be true to yourself, right? Oh, Lindsay, but it's so much easier said than done. Well, what is the other? What is the latter? You know, being fake to yourself and being unhappy and living in a sea of discontent. Well, that's stupid. But see that the powerful thing is at one point you'll get to a place where you'll be like, fuck this shit. I just need to be myself. So take this little video today as a sign. If you haven't already started to go down the path of being true to yourself and being your authentic self, now's the time. And so if this has resonated with you, I'd love to have you in my training, my free training, www.unleash.lyndsaycholak.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.